Good morning and welcome to Winnipeg. It is HMS Rodney Day. And Jeff, I got my Bismarck shirt on. Okay. Yesterday, I was noticing that this measuring stick did not work with my new lens. It was 17 millimeters too long, so I had to shorten it down here, and yeah, renew our little arrowhead here because I cut it off. Okay, so now I got my quick setup stick for when I want to focus something. Let's say let's say for instance right here on this little platform that's sticking out. If I wanted to quick set up for that, I would take my macro lens. It would be on the camera, of course, and I would that would give me a rough setup, and then I could find focus later. That is, if I wanted to be as absolutely close as I could be and still be in focus. Any closer and it goes out of focus. It just won't. Well, you get the idea. Okay, so we got that problem solved. However, I want to get through step 18 today. There's as near as I can tell, there's only 3 little pieces to glue on. One of them is another hose reel. Oh, and I'm not going to use the tweezers like I did yesterday. I'm going to turn it on its edge, and I'm going to just let gravity be our friend, and I'll probably just quickly get it done off camera. And there's also a PE ladder here that we have to get on. Well, I've already done I think I've done the ladders twice in this series, at least on this ship. So we'll just quickly do that as well. But the only thing that's different is our J49 here. And that is, it's over there somewhere. I did see it a while ago. I think it was yesterday I saw it. But if it was there yesterday, it's there today too. Because I don't have a cat or a bird or anything like that will get on the table and steal stuff. So, all right, let's recompose here and try and get something on. Okay, I've got our ladder on. I've got our hose reel on. The only thing left to do now is this piece right here. And it's going to go right there. But while I'm thinking of it, I think it was Mark mentioned that I'm going to have to be drilling 6 holes down the middle of this part here. At least I think that's what he was talking about. But you know, Mark, I've gone completely through the manual right to the end, and I cannot see where I'm going to be mounting anything on here that I don't already have the holes drilled for. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's already 8 holes drilled on this thing, and then there's a positioning box right here and a positioning pin right there. I just can't see what it is you're talking about. So I don't know. Maybe if you could mention in the manual what parts I'm going to be putting on. You know, the idea is that we get the holes drilled before I glue this down in place, because it'd be a lot easier. Yeah. Now, let's reposition here and put this piece on. When I was doing my workshop videos down in the basement, every once in a while I would show how I had the camera set up, or how I would set it up, and people seem to really appreciate that. So I kind of get the feeling that every once in a while, if I kind of show myself setting up here, there's going to be viewers that would like to see, well, how does Ron set up his camera for some of these shots? And so that's what we're going to try and do here right now. I don't know if this is going to work. It could be that I'm going to delete this scene and not include it. But anyway, here we go. Now I have to move very carefully here because I got a lot of stuff sticking out that can break off. Okay, now we're going to be wanting to put this piece right there. Now here's where I use my stick, just to give me a rough idea so I don't get too close. Okay, now I can use my remote here for if I want to. Now where are we here? Alright, and I'm going to open up the lens a little bit here. And hopefully our autofocus is going to work properly and it's not going to embarrass me. That looks pretty good to me. Okay. Press record here. And alright, I don't think I need to get in any closer. We can see that that little box. I'm just going to, maybe I should use my spotlight here. Just get it in at a bit of an angle so it'll come in and cast a bit of a shadow. Let's try not to knock anything over here. I don't want to block your vision either. Okay, can you still see that? Just barely. Well, I guess you're going to start looking through the macro lens pretty quick anyway, so we can stop our lens down a bit here and get some depth of field going on. Yeah, that's going to be nice and sharp. At least I think it will. Okay, let's recompose here. Okay, it's kind of difficult to distinguish this thing because it's all gray and it's sitting on a gray background. Now, I was noticing earlier I got some kind of dust going on here. Okay, I had some kind of dust going on there. There we go. Okay, here we are back to where we were a few minutes ago. And we'll use Tony's tweezers here, see if it's going to want to go in place. Put my finger in behind so I can, whoops, that didn't work, did it? Alright, let's try this again. Put my finger in behind. Maybe if I just use my fingers here. I'm trying not to block your vision, that's the problem. You know what, this could be that this doesn't want to fit. All right, you know, if I was to soften this edge here, you know, or maybe what I'll do is I'll take the hobby knife and just go around the inside of this part here and just kind of enlarge it a little bit. Okay, you can see I've sort of beveled the corners here. It almost wants to go on. I think that if I was to, is it going to fit underneath that thing that's just above it? Yeah, I think if I was to soften the other part, like this part here, then it'll slip on. Just let me recompose here. I probably move this thing all out of whack here for your vision. Okay, let's just soften those corners. Oh, I did it again. Okay, I do believe I've got it on. It's not coming off. Okay, we have ourselves another empty tuna fish tin. And I do believe we're ready to turn the page. You know, there's something I should really do. I should run down to my workshop and find a board or something that's just slightly bigger than this so that I can mount this thing down on the board, because I think we're pretty much done with on the sides. Everything else now is going to be on the top, and that way I can pick this thing up by the board instead of by this thing, because eventually I'm going to break off a hose reel again or something. So maybe I should just go ahead and do that right now quickly and just get it done. Yeah, and then we'll turn the page. Now, how big do I need this thing? Okay, so if I have it 20 inches long by about 7 wide, that should be good. Yeah, I can remember that. 20 by 7. Okay, Jeff, you're going to notice I changed out of your nice shirt and put on my old work shirt. There's just all kinds of places around here with grease that's just waiting to jump out at me. So I've decided to go with 21 by 8. Give myself a little bit of room around the edges. Plan is to drill some holes all the way around the edges so I can put hoops over. Because this thing is only going to get more and more fragile as we go along. And I don't know, do I want to waste my long board or my wide board? I think I might need the wide one worse than the long one. And this long one's got a bunch of scruffy stuff on the end, so we'll take our 21 off of here. And it doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to be about. Oh, that was a good guess. That's 21 right on. I've had this tape measure since 1960. I was going to say 1962, but it wasn't quite that old. Anyway, it's old. it's vintage. Okay, now, where's my ear protection? I'll be right back. Okay, I had the ear protection over where I plug in the air hose because I don't like the sharp sound it makes when I unplug it. I have to wait until the dust collector settles down so I can talk. Okay, I was noticing this board is almost the right width already, so I think I'm just going to leave it. Better to be a little bit too wide than a little bit too narrow. I think we should be able to handle something like this on the model table okay. Maybe I could round the corners or maybe not. Okay, let's take it over to the drill press and put a bunch of little holes all the way around for hoops. I've already set the drill press up. Oh, don't worry, I'll bring you over there. Okay, I don't know exactly where these holes are going to be needed. So, better to have too many than too little, right? It's kind of like better too big than too small. And once again, it doesn't have to be exact. I don't think I'm going to need any holes on these ends, but just in case, it's easier to drill them now than later. Okay, now the idea is that when I come down with the bit, I don't want it to go all the way through, because if it goes all the way through, I've found that the wire that I use to make the hoop, if it goes all the way through, it catches on the green cloth upstairs on the model table. So, okay, so I've got this already set so that this will stop before it gets to the table. And we'll just quickly go and make our holes here. This is not rocket science, and I'm just going to get it done. This is not woodworking 101. This workshop is a room full of wonderful memories. I've spent, I was going to say hundreds, but I think I can honestly say thousands of hours down here. Just putt-skiing around, making clocks, turning pens, just no regrets. I enjoyed it all. And now I'm enjoying upstairs at the model table. Another phase in my life. I still remember how to use all this stuff. I just don't feel like it. At least not right now. Okay, let's get our board upstairs. And yeah, I think it's going to be good. It's going to be a lot safer. I just have to figure out a way now to, to fasten our plastic part down so that it doesn't slide around. We'll think of something. I'm coming. Well, we're back, and I still have all my fingers. Yeah. Yeah, that's going to work good. And doesn't come through to catch on the cloth. I wish I'd done that, with the other dry docks that I had made. Okay, let's see if we can figure out now how to fasten this thing down so that we can actually turn it upside down, and as long as we're hanging onto it, it's not going to fall off. Now, I'm noticing, I'll move you in a little bit. Okay, this end is going to be real easy. It'll be as easy as doing something like this. Okay, and just fasten it down. We're not going to be needing this space until I think it's the very last step when we drop the turrets down. However, this end is a different story. Now, mind you, I could drill a hole in right here, because this is going to get covered up, remember? Yeah, that's going to get covered up. The trouble is, after we get all our pieces down, and if this is fastened down with a screw, how do I get the screw out later? Well, there is a hole here, except that hole is going to get covered up with this thing. Now, the only other thing I could do maybe would be, maybe I should just peruse through my manual and see how long is it going to be before we have to actually work on this area. And I could just sort of rig up a strap affair that would go over, and anything just to hold it down so that when we move this thing, it's not going to slide around. I'll think of something. Okay, so I was noticing that when I hold this end down, the other end isn't going to slide around very much, at least as near as I can see. Now, naturally, I don't want to crank this right down, because it'll break the plastic. Okay. Now, yeah, I don't think I need to fasten the other end down. And the other end is not, it's not like the other end is lifting up or anything like that either. So we'll just try it first with just the one end. And I think that's going to be plenty safe. Yeah, at least that's the plan. Okay. Our J49 here, that finishes it up for step 18. All right. Step 19. Alright, to get everything in perspective, we're going to have to turn our part around here. In other words, the way I had it. Okay, let's just do that and see if there's anything we can stick down yet today. What do we got here? 147. Well, let's just see how it goes. Alright, I believe that this is for this part right here, but I can't seem to find the pieces for 13 and 12. I thought I remembered nipping them off. I'm just going to have to push stop here and take a look around. Okay, after double checking all my tuna fish tins and couldn't find them, I resorted to checking the L sprue. And I guess I only thought about nipping them off because they're still here. Now, I don't think I need to worry about getting them mixed up because they're small, medium, and large. So, yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and glue these together. Okay, I used the quick setting here to glue these together, but it appears that I'm going to have to find more little parts here, and they all have to be painted to number 66, so that they'll match up with the other little parts of this size that are going to be sprinkled around on the deck. I'm going to wrap today's episode up, and because I think the best thing to do is to spray these. They'll probably look a lot better. And earlier this morning I took my spray booth off the table, so I'm going to have to get that back on. I just don't feel like doing it right now. So thanks for watching, everybody, and all being well, we're going to be seeing you tomorrow.